Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome to another session of Open Diner. Good to see everyone. Tonight we're going to be talking about how to heal a broken heart. Now, sure everyone who's here, everyone who's watching on Facebook or YouTube, if you're there, I'm sure you've experienced this, and we're hoping that by the end of this event, you'll see the light at the end of the tunnel. So we're here to support each other and have a really great night, real good discussion on this topic. So it's a cameras on event. If you can turn on your cameras, that'd be great. And we see that it helps us connect better. So if you can turn on your camera, that would really be great. We're trying to create a supportive environment. We want to connect above all the differences. We want to stay on topic, no criticism, and no talks about politics, please. When you're speaking, after you're done speaking, if you can mute your microphone so we don't hear any background noise, that'd be great. And turn on your camera. We'll be able to really fully benefit from this event if we can see you. And try to keep your answers brief so that everyone gets a chance to speak. So I'm Carl. I'm one of your hosts.
Carl, I'm another host. My name's Roberta from Long Island, New York. Hello.
Hi, I'm Nina. I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Okay. We're going to talk about last week. Last time we spoke about the importance of a good environment to appreciate our uniqueness, nourish our qualities, and encourage us to grow and become better. In that environment, when we could grow and support each other like cells in a body. We said that as we grow spiritually, each person becomes more and more connected with everyone and everything. But at the same time, he or she stands out more and becomes more unique because by connecting with others, one increases their own potential. So today we'll see that connecting with the right environment is also the path to healing a broken heart. Moreover, a broken heart can bring us to spirituality in a very deep and profound way. If we search for the source of our pain, the meaning of our suffering, we can grow closer to the source of everything. Kabbalists tell us that there is no action in the world that does not come from the upper light. And all obstacles that come to a person are from the Creator in order to push him towards a spiritual development, so he will not stay satisfied with his current condition. Therefore, joy can come from complete despair, believe it or not. And a broken heart can be a blessing in disguise. And we're going to talk about this tonight. And I'm going to hand it back over to Carl.
All right. Before we get into the discussion, we're going to have an icebreaker. And what we're going to do is we're going to tell each other or tell everyone something funny that happened to you this week. All right. If you don't have something, if you can't think of something funny, if something doesn't stick out, just, something that made you happy or a highlight of the week. So I have a story. It's a highlight of the week, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait and say it a little later. So anyone who has something can go ahead and speak, and then we'll do it like popcorn style. So anybody that has something, go ahead.
I have a funny story. It didn't happen this week, but it's a funny story. It's a true story. Every first Sunday of the month, the church would give communion, where they would give the bread and the wine. But the church never used wine, always used grape juice, where the pastor called the men together prior to that Sunday and said, the Bible does not say grape juice. The Bible says wine. So we're going to follow the Bible and do what the Bible says. So, but he didn't tell the congregation. Sunday we started passing out the bread And when we got to passing out the wine, all of a sudden someone holler out, "This is wine." And all of a sudden you see parents try to snatch the little cups away from their kids. Some people turning it up, you see them dumping it, and other people try to get seconds. So needless to say, he went back to grape juice.
He should have said, Willie, Jesus turned the grape juice to wine. You would have had followers, they would have been coming from all around the block.
Oh, great thinking.
Well, this didn't happen to me personally, but I thought it was funny. I saw it online. Nowadays everyone is having Zoom meetings, and this pandemic, Zoom became so popular, and the Zoom host tells everyone to stay muted throughout the meeting. And then one of the participants receives a message that says, "Mary, even though we see that your microphone is muted, we can see exactly what you're thinking based on your facial expression. So please turn off your camera." I thought that was cute.
I also have one about a Zoom meeting. A coworker of mine was retiring this week, and my boss, we had a meeting, and my boss said we were going to have a video call, which we haven't had in over a year. And everybody was excited, or so I thought. And then when it comes time for the meeting, everybody's making excuses as to why they can't turn their camera on. So one person had their camera on for like a second, and that was it. And that was the end of the meeting.
Well, I have a story, and it happened quite a while ago. My brother-in-law is a jokester. He just plays jokes on everybody, his kids, his wife, everybody. And whenever I'm at their house and they're using aluminum foil for something, if it's not really soiled badly, I like to save my foil. And they're going, "Oh, Marie, what is wrong with you? Just throw it away." Blah. I mean, I'm just known for saving. You open your Christmas presents, give me the bow. I'll use it again. I'm recycling. Well, anyway, one day I get a package in the mail from his business, and I open it up, and it's got a letter in there. It says, "Marie, we know you don't have a lot of money and you're single and everything, so we just thought we'd give you our used foil." And then that package was a whole bunch of foil. And I'm thinking, this guy paid postage just to do this thing to me.
Marie, I think you and my mom were separated at birth, because she used to save foil. She grew up in that time. She would wash the foil and save it. She would save everything. But that has nothing to do with my story. My story isn't that funny, but it was kind of funny. It happened at work, but we're having a food drive, and so they divided all of the workers up into two groups. There's Team A and Team B, and I'm on Team A, and we have to come up with ideas for posters, for our food drive. And so I said, well, why don't we're Team A, why don't we just call ourselves the A team? So the poster has a big picture of the A team with Mr. T saying, "I pity the fool who doesn't donate." So that was about it. That's about the best I can do. It wasn't a very funny week.
Mine was today. I was registering on my business administration university, and it's my second year, because first year I was in another university and quit that because I felt unfulfilled and it was kind of engineering. So either way, yesterday I was trying to get into the university, and I did, by the way, but there was this issue. And before I had gotten the previous year to register that foreign university, I had also sent my application to my Albania, which is my country university. And now I was in two universities at once, and I had no even clue. So that was pretty interesting. I had been for a year in 2 universities at once. And I had, even though I had not attended any lessons, I was still a student there.
You're going to be busy.
Yeah, 2
No.
degrees.
So you're from Albania, and where are you? Where do you live now, Iris?
Yes, I'm still in Albania.
Oh,
I used to go in Italy to study, but I quit that because I kind of felt unfulfilled and all this stuff.
nice to have you here.
Thanks, appreciate it.
I wanted to tell you a funny sort of story, but I have to say that, Aris, you made my week and a day. You know, I never met a person from Albania when I grew up. We knew about this country, how enclosed it is, and it is unbelievable to have you. Thank you for joining, and good luck with 2 degrees, 3 degrees, whatever you want to achieve.
No, it's one. It's just an error.
Right.
Yeah, thanks. I really
yeah.
appreciate it.
Keep advancing.
Yeah.
So maybe it's my turn now. So what I want to tell you the funny story. Probably it's not that funny. I don't remember much what happened to me many years ago. Like I don't remember if I was at the marriage of my friends 40 years ago. I came to New Jersey to celebrate their 40 years marriage, but I don't remember if I was at the original marriage. And I had to write to my friends and ask them if they remember. Everybody remembers the weather, but I don't. And they said that I was there, but I'm not on any pictures there. And I had to believe them. And it's not only one story. There are some other stories I don't remember. I don't think it's Alzheimer yet, because when you have Alzheimer, you forget what happened recently, but you remember what happened many years ago. But I have opposite story.
It's ADD,
Oh,
most
thank you
probably.
very much. That's possible. I'm not gonna argue. You probably have a medical, you
I have
are
the
probably
same thing. I have the same thing. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I thought it's only with me. Oh, I thought maybe I was so drunk.
Like
But
I lose an outfit every 1 month or so. So yeah.
yeah, got it. Thank you. I feel better now. Who's next?
I'll share my story. So my wife and I have been foster parents for 9 years now, and we adopted one boy already. We have 2 boys right now. We adopted one boy already. He's 8 years old, and we got another boy when he was 3.5 years old, and he's 8 years old now also. And we've been trying to adopt him. He was basically handed over the border, and he didn't have any papers, no social security number or anything like that. And just Tuesday, finally, he got his permanent resident card. Here it is here. So, he's a happy boy. So we're going to adopt him before the end of the year. Yeah.
I could you're saying about family, Carl, and that's great. You're going to be a great parent. You already are, you and your wife. I went to dinner with my family. It's been a long time because of the pandemic. So I went to dinner with my family. It was so nice being out and seeing people that are, congregating, and there was a party going on and some kind of anniversary or birthday or something. It was so nice just to be out. So I was so excited everything tasted the best I've ever tasted anything, because I didn't have to cook and I didn't have to clean, because during the pandemic, I was usually the host. So I went out, I was with everybody. And like I said, with my family, it was lovely. And I was so excited. And a couple of weeks ago, we were talking, one of the icebreakers were about what would an alien think about us if they looked at us as human beings on Earth. So I was like an alien. I was so excited about the food and the drink, the wine, everything was like amazing. So I sounded like a fool. I said to the waiter, I said, sir, excuse me, can I have another Sprite? This was absolutely delicious, as if he made the Sprite. I sounded like such a jerk, and I kept laughing throughout the whole time. Like I have no, restaurant etiquette anymore. I'm saying to a waiter, I need more Sprite because you made it absolutely perfect. I thought it was kind of out of a can after thinking later, but maybe it was the wine. But that made me laugh, being with family and being out and just laughing at stupid stuff. It's been a while. So that was happy and fun and connecting.
We have time for one more. I think, Shelley, were you trying to speak?
Yeah, I was just going to say about my Zoom, I guess you could say, experience. So we have weekly meetings at my job, and we don't have to be on camera anymore. So my manager was stating that someone might be leaving. So the next meeting, which might be this week or next week, she wants us to be on camera so that we can see everyone, because we're at home, we never see each other. So one lady had to say, well, thank you for telling me, so I know I have to put my wig on so when we have our meeting. So it was just so funny.
Shelley, where are you from?
I'm in Missouri, St. Louis.
Great to have you. Thank you.
Okay.
So is Willie.
Oh, hi, Willie.
It's close to me. I'm from Chicago.
Oh, yeah, you're close too.
All right, great stories, everyone. That's great. Now everybody's smiling. We're going to watch a video. Roberta?
Okay, so yeah, like Carl said, we're going to watch a video. The video was written actually by our friends that are here tonight, Nina and Gary. So let's watch the video together, and afterwards we're going to do a roundtable discussion about it. So let's enjoy and watch.
Heartbreak is painful. In the hit song by the Bee Gees, How Do You Mend a Broken Heart, they compare the process to stopping rain from falling or the sun from shining. Whether your heartbreak is caused by unrequited love or a failed relationship, there is that pain of shattered dreams and expectations. Heartbreak is caused by a loss or a longing for someone dear to your heart, or, as is often the case, holding on to your idea, the story you have told yourself about that relationship or person, which proved to be false. Letting go of your own untruths can be very hurtful, but ultimately healthy and necessary. And although life might feel hopeless and empty at that moment, mending your broken heart can be just a little simpler than the Bee Gees described. It's important to allow yourself to feel. Normally, our first instinct is to rationalize or push away uncomfortable feelings. We try to think our way out of these painful periods in our lives. Although it might seem easier to distract yourself by going on a spending spree or getting lost in your work, feeling the pain is part of the healing process. We've all heard the famous Carl Jung quote that what we resist persists. Thoughts and feelings that we push away have a tendency to become more intrusive, more frequent, and more oppressive. That's because your body is trying to alert you that something important is needing your attention, and you can no longer continue the way you have been. Your job is to do a deeper investigation in order to ultimately learn from this experience and move in a more meaningful life direction. By allowing yourself to feel the unpleasant emotions, you are actually freeing yourself from them in the long run. You are refusing to give them power over your life. Realize that these feelings and thoughts are productive. They are a means. There's a difference between going through the grief and wallowing in self-pity. You are not a victim. You are a warrior that is battling through the pain in order to learn from this experience and become a greater version of you. Next, realize that you are not your feelings. They don't define you. They are temporary. Your feelings are not the truth. Once you move past this pain, which can be blinding, you'll see that this loss is actually a gain. There is nothing purposeless in the universe. This experience too has purpose and meaning. Try to realize this potential. Don't let your negative thoughts and feelings spiral out of control, where you feel like you're drowning. When that happens, often people tend to engage in self-destructive behavior, which, needless to say, sends them in the wrong direction. Come up with a plan so that if you feel you're drowning and your thoughts and feelings are spiraling, you do fill in the blank. It could be that you read something inspiring, or you listen to some music, or you call a friend. Having a support system is very important. Heartbreak often is accompanied with depression. Among other things, depression has a way of making us feel that no one loves us and we're alone. Most of the time, there is no evidence to support what your depression is telling you. It's just depression lying to you and trying to drown you. Don't let it. Reach out to others who are able to be non-judgmental and supportive. If you don't have such people in your life, find them. Saying that you need help can be terrifying. For some, it means admitting your weakness, and some cultures don't encourage talking about feelings. However, shame, silence, and loneliness are the true killers. A supportive, encouraging environment is a lifesaver. Next, change the story that you tell yourself. The story changed once you broke up, and you can play a big part in changing the story for the better. A better story isn't pitiful. If you're refusing to change your story from "I lost everything" or "life will never be the same" to something more palatable, you might be finding some reward.
I guess that was the end of it, huh?
No,
Okay.
no.
Can we bring it back up?
Just a second.
You might be finding some reward in wallowing in self-pity. Your perception shapes your reality. When a relationship ends, you grieve. You may not be able to see the positives in the situation right away. However, eventually, in healthy grieving, you begin to alter the story to focus on the positives. Your life can be improved vastly if you change your perception of the situation. Change the story you tell yourself. You are not a victim. Your experience is purposeful. Your life has meaning and purpose. You are important. This moment is given to you by the universe in order to grow, become better, build better relationships and meaningful connections with others. Wayne Dyer identifies realizing the gifts hidden in suffering as one of the most important factors in becoming enlightened. Numerous teachings tell us that by changing our thoughts, we change our lives. Kabbalah tells us that nothing is more whole than a broken heart. That's because your pain can propel you to make the necessary improvements, making it a blessing. All suffering has a clear goal. The only question is how, by doing the work to use suffering purposefully. The trick is not to get stuck. When you go through a painful situation, often your brain wants to engage in familiar behavioral and thinking patterns that maintain the status quo. You want a quick fix where relief is readily available. You may not want to do the work, dig deeper, and connect with others. Instead, you may look for coping strategies that are readily accessible and which you have utilized in the past. Our neural pathways like this familiarity and run on these templates, which are often destructive. You just want to feel better, and to help you cope and navigate the situation, you might resort to your old and familiar ways, even if that familiarity does not involve a happy outcome. If you want a happy outcome, change the story. Become an active participant in bettering your life. Seek meaning and purpose in life. Connect with positive, supportive people. And lastly, pay it forward. When you engage in acts of kindness and make others feel good, you also boost your own happiness. Doing something nice is also a powerful way to halt a negativity loop. Losing is hard. Be kind to yourself and others. If you're willing to do the work and move forward in a positive direction, soon you'll see that your loss is actually a gain. You can do it, and a good environment can help. Connection is the antidote to unhappiness.
I kind of knew that wasn't the end, and I'm really glad that wasn't the end. That was really good, Gary. Thank you. Thank you for that. So we're going to go into a discussion. We have a couple of questions that we're going to answer, and we have some round table etiquette that we use. So, you know, everybody's going to try to answer these questions, and your answers are really important. Everybody's answer is really important. So we want to listen to it because we can all gain from everybody's answers. You know, everybody comes from a different perspective, and it's really good to listen. And we're all equal here. We just want to really, you know, hear each other and learn from each other. So I think I went over all the etiquette rules. Just one that's important is that when it's your turn to speak, speak briefly and on the topic, and then everybody gets a chance to speak. Okay? So the first question we have is, what have you learned from your past relationships that can help you improve your present or future relationships? So what have you learned from your past relationships that can help you improve your present or future relationships? Let me see in the chat if we have okay, we're going to start with Willie.
Well, one of the things that I learned is that everyone has something to offer. The other person definitely has something to offer. You have to just notify yourself and give them that chance to show you what they have to offer.
Great, Willie. Thank you. Nina?
I feel like I learned so many things, but I think one of the most important ones is not to hold grudges. And every day is like a new life. Whatever happened in yesterday stays in yesterday. And tomorrow I wake up and it's a new day and I treat it as such. And if I go to sleep angry and I wake up angry, I will never see that.
Thank you, Nina. Marie?
I was going to say, don't do the same thing again. But anyway, we're humans. So I was a very shy kid, and growing up, I was pretty shy still. And, you know, I learned to come out of it a little bit. But I think what I realized out of relationships that were not ideal, that I didn't respect myself enough to speak up and say, this is not working for me, or we have to try a different tactic or something like that. But I think that's one of the main lessons that I've learned, even at my age now. It's self-respect.
Wow. Thank you, Marie. Hey, I'm going to use this time to ask the people that don't have their cameras on, if you want to answer these questions, we'd like to see you if you can turn on your camera. If you do want to answer the questions, put it in the chat and say you want to answer the questions if you're not able to put on your camera. Rono.
We have to think of relationship as a partnership. You know, it's just two people with the same goal, you know, going in the same direction. Whether it's just household, you know, putting together, it's a family raising kids, or just two people getting to know each other. Every argument is actually an opportunity to learn how to agree with each other. If we see it that way, then those arguments will last shorter and shorter every time and get along better.
That's so nice. Thanks, Rena. Aries.
Thanks. Well, most like it's weird. I think it's maybe God that I'm here right now. So I've been on this. My whole identity for about 5 years has been the relationship guy. I was so focused. I was in love with a girl, and about 5 years, I was just about how do I get the most attention, because I was so obsessed and I had illusions about how the girl must be, and I had many and many lessons as the guy who was the crush and the guy who was in love. So I think the best lessons would be not to fall into the pedestal trap, meaning not forming something like you put the other person into a pedestal and he's the wrong, he is the best person in the world. As by contrast, you lower your self-worth, and you have to realize that no one will love you more than you actually love yourself. And from that, you also, your expectations are met. So you want to have half a circle and half a circle. And so you have expectation about how this half a circle would be. And it's also that can ask for something and never become a circle because no one's perfect. But if you're already full yourself and the other person is full yourself, now you can become an infinite, and you go infinite ways and infinite potential. So learn not to be dependent and needy to for the other people. That would be my advice.
Good advice, Aris. Thank you. Dan.
Yeah. When we enter relationships, it's it's about growth. Every relationship is about growth. And so growth is going to present challenges pretty quickly, hopefully. And if you go into understanding that, this is what's going to happen, right? When you're with some instructor, they tell you like, it's going to go to your dentist. And it's like, this is going to, this is the way it's going to be. All right. But if you get by that, if you work together and you get by that, everything's going to get stronger, right? As long as you're both working at it, right? So, yeah.
Great. Thank you, Dan. Let's go on to our second question. How can we look at every situation in life as being purposeful and good? Yeah, so how can we look at every situation in life as being purposeful and good? I remember in the clip, it said that
Wait, Carl, before we go to the second question, I wanted to read some comments from Facebook. You forgot about me again, but we have changed the story, the attitude towards painful events as an opportunity to something new. We're not in control of our life events, but only of our attitude towards it. That's from Linda Narbona. And David says to be with the other, to give them pleasure, not to receive pleasure for myself. From David. We have lots of great comments from these two friends. I'll read some others. To be with the other, to give them pleasure, not to receive pleasure for myself, equals shared pleasure, Linda says, since we must have pleasure in giving. And David says to try to grow the other person to their absolute potential and stop relating the situation to ourselves. And really great comments. Thank you, friends.
That's great. Thank you, Nina, for jumping in there because I did forget. Okay, so let me read it one more time. The second question, how can we look at every situation in life as being purposeful and good? All right, And let's hear from Natalia.
Okay, I'm the first one, right? Okay, so I already believe that everything in the life is purposeful. So, but if it doesn't seem always good, you can think about it. If you can always have an experience, and yeah, you can always have an experience even if it's not that good. And in the prospect, it might be good. You should just look at it in the prospect of the future, why it happened, and in the root of it, why it happened. And when you analyze it, you probably understand what is good you can derive from this situation.
That's great. Yes. Shelley?
I don't know, I just say that just try to not think of it from your point of view. Try to think of it from like another person's point of view. That way, you won't always think negative. You know, you try to think from another person's point of view, you can get a different perspective, and it could be a positive thing to think about things.
Wow. That's an interesting way of looking at it. I'm going to try that actually. Gary.
Yeah, I'd like to expand on what Shelley said, because when something happens, a lot of times we just look at ourselves. We take our small world. We can only see things through our small world, and we have to expand it. And like she was saying, look through other people's eyes, and look, because there's a lot of things that affect us that we have to take into consideration if we look at the bigger picture. And we can't see the future. I wish we could see the future, because we would see that down the road, we would look back at it and go, that was the best thing that could ever happen to me. I can't tell you how many times that's happened to me in my life where I thought something was bad. And a year later, I was just going, I am so glad that happened, because it helped me grow.
I can definitely relate to that. Roberta.
Now I'm going to expand what Gary expanded on. It's so true, because we don't see the picture while we're in it. Our mind is, especially when you're in love and you're in a relationship, you're not thinking straight. That's number one. But afterwards, you say, you know what? It actually was a purpose, and you change from it. If you're working on yourself, which I think we all want to be better people. That's why we're here tonight, and we read stuff and we do other things, and we talk to the friends to try to learn and understand why things happen. But when we go through something, we see the next time, whether it's a day or a year, whether it's a relationship or even just with family or any situation, you see, look at prospectively differently. How can I do something different? It didn't work in the last time, so let me try something different this time. And each time we grow, and you could see, I know with myself, that it becomes more of listening to someone else, because our ego's involved, especially when it comes to love, that you're not listening to the other person. But in hindsight, you could say, I should have done this a totally different way, and listen to the other person and come from their angle, and we grow from it. And this is something that, like I said in the beginning, that everything happens for a purpose. There's a creator moving everything. We cannot see it. And like Gary said, if we only saw the future, but we have a glimpse of, because we know there's something else moving everything, and it's always moving us forward. And I really feel truly in my heart and soul that whatever happens, it's growing us. And the next situation, we have a chance to actually become better for myself and for the person we're dealing with. And this is how, I guess, life grows and the world changes. And that's how we evolve as human beings, is to grow. And it's not so easy all the time, but there's always an opportunity if we take that chance.
Yep. Look at everything as the opportunity. That's great.
Myself that everything happens for a reason, And whether it's good or bad, something terrible can happen today, and a year from now, you can see that it was the best thing that ever happened to you. And like Roberta said, you don't see that at the time. Hindsight's 2020, I guess.
Yeah, we all have kind of like, we're all in the same boat here with our answers. It's really if we start to look at, you know, everything that happens, if it has a purpose, I can really start playing with it now, because I can really relate it to my life. And if it has a purpose, which is probably for me to, you know, make my life better, then I can start looking at it in that way. Like, what did I not do? I don't want to say wrong. What did I do wrong? But, you know, what can I do because of that situation to make my life better now? And you can really start to do it like a game, you know, start making it a game. Alyssa.
You all like covered all territories, I think, and I'm just will continue playing this game, because in this game you actually, the main question arises, what will make your life better? You know, you learn that it may be not what you used to think it will make you, you know, it better. And maybe all things that happened, and you know, you had harsh experiences, and it will lead you to play this game to understand that maybe things that you never paid attention to, people around, what is your surrounding, what does attract you in people, you know, that they're smart, that they know a lot of things, and not their inner qualities, you know, and a lot of things built on that. What is important in your life? This is the main thing that I think in this game, what you described, as far as I understand.
All right, wonderful. I didn't forget about you, Nina. Anybody from Facebook? What do we got going on?
Yes, we have a few great comments. Sippy says, always look inside myself and realize that every change starts with my own change. And David says, realizing that we are limited in our perspective of the situation. And if we could view all the connections in the situation, we would be able to realize that everything is for the good. And Linda says, we'll learn by experience, no choice. However, as we grow up, we have to change our view and perspective towards life events. The choices are depression or thriving by accepting the bad as a good opportunity. And David says, can someone tell Dan that he's a star? Dan. That's all.
That's so great. Well, I got a lot from this discussion. I hope all of you did. It was really great to hear all of your answers, and I think we all got a lot from this. Thank you. Roberta.
Thank you, Paul. So I heard game before, so now we're going to do a dance. Actually, we're going to do our traditional open diner chair dance. It's a lot of fun. Don't knock it till you try it. The way it works is kind of like follow the leader, meaning that we have fun to the music that we're going to play, and one person at a time is going to be displayed on the screen. When you come up on the screen, do a dance move. Something with your arms is okay. That'd be great. I made a joke last week with your legs, and Gary actually did it. I mean, I don't think we could all follow the leg thing, but do something with your arms, and we're going to each copy each other, each move. When the other is displayed on the screen, you're going to follow their move. When it's your turn, a text box actually comes up from Zoom. It's telling you that you're being spotlighted. Ignore that. Don't read it, otherwise you're going to miss your turn. So let's get loose. Let's have some fun. Supposedly Dan's a star here. Let's see you move, Dan. This is going to be a great way for all of us to connect and lift our spirits after this deep talk we had. So let's have some fun. Let's do this.
been the longest day. You wish you could hit erase, but you aren't lucky that way. Oh no, nobody's lucky that way. But I want you to stop where you are. I want you to hear your heart, 'cause that's how you stay on par. Oh yeah, no need to raise the bar when you're feeling low. Oh, you gotta breathe, 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 breathe. Let it go and let it be, 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 be. Yeah, I hope that you're listening. There's only one thing you know you gotta do. That's breathe, breathe, breathe. Life seems like one big test with barely much time to rest. It goes right when you go left. Oh no, it's more than you can digest. But nobody's gonna die if you say you need some time to step back and clear your mind. Oh yeah, yeah, everyone will be fine. All you need to know is all you gotta breathe, 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 breathe. Let it go and let it be, 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 be. I hope that you're listening. There's only one thing you know you gotta do. That's breathe, breathe, breathe. Now breathe in and breathe out. Now breathe in and breathe out. Have faith and no doubt. You're gonna realize that's what life is all about. You just gotta breathe, 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 breathe. Let it go and let it be, 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 be. Yeah, I hope that you're listening. There's only one thing you know you gotta do. That's breathe, breathe, breathe. Yeah, all you gotta do is breathe, breathe, breathe. Yeah, let me hear you breathe, 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 breathe.
Wonderful. Are we breathing now? That was great, everybody. Everybody was in unison, right? It feels good. Okay, so we have something else we're going to do now. We know that all our thoughts, we spoke tonight about thoughts and intentions and feeling. So we know that all our thoughts and intentions are very powerful. Let's wish another participant something good until we meet again next week. Then that participant is going to pick somebody else and so on. So we're going to wish somebody something good for this week, a nice intention. Anybody could go first. Just unmute yourself, and then the next person will continue to anybody else. Would anybody like to start?
I start, and I want to wish my friend also from St. Louis, Missouri. I hope you come back so we'll see you again. And I hope you have a great week until then.
Well, thank you, Willie. And I want to, because I'll go next, and I want to wish Eric good luck with school and whatever you do with your education. I know because I'm going through, well, not the same thing, but I'm going through educational stuff. So good luck to you in that. And also, thank you, Willie.
Okay. It's my turn.
Yes, it's your turn.
Yeah,
You
thanks.
pick
I
something
really
now.
appreciate it. I think I'm gonna pick Dan. Seems like a very interesting guy. So I wish him all the best. I think he's has some high ambitions by his way of looking. And I really think I hope he achieves everything he wants, everything he thinks he wants.
Thank you so much. Marie, I just wanted to wish you a good week, maybe a good weekend coming up. I hope that you have a good weekend. You know what I mean? Like, you're really special to us, and I'm really glad to see you every time you show up. So do that. Go and have a good weekend, and peace be with you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dan. I want to focus on Roberta for a minute because she's so capable in what she does here with this session every week. I just love the way she talks about things and leads everybody. And also, I'm so happy she's from Long Island because I'm from Queens. So I think we can relate a little bit, our lives.
Thank you, Marie. I think I have more of an accent than you. I think I'm a little further out east. But thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I don't think Paula got an intention of some sort. No, right? No. Okay, good. So I'm wishing Paula a wonderful week. You already share, you're serious, but deep down inside, you have such truth and wisdom. And I know a crazy woman in there somewhere. There it is. See, I knew. No, but you really inspire us. You're here all the time. You speak words of wisdom. You never miss it. After, I think, 76 shows, I think you've been to all of them. So you really do inspire everybody that comes here. I wanted to thank you.
Thank you, Roberta. That was very kind. I wanted to wish Carl a very happy and fulfilling life with the new addition to your family.
Wow, that's so sweet. Thank you. Thank you so much. Willie, I want you to have the happiest week until we meet again. Every moment, everything that happens to you, you find the joy in it. Thank you, Willie.
And let's see, I want to pick on here. Rona, I hope that things go the way that you desire for them to go in your heart. You're kind of quiet there, you kind of conceal, but whatever there that you want to take place, I hope that it takes place for you.
Thank you, really appreciate that. I want to wish Gary. Gary has a very special sense of humor, and also he makes those amazing videos that we watch every few weeks on the Open Diner. Gary, I want to wish you to be able to make people laugh and bring them joy that way all the week.
Thanks, Rono. You kind of took mine because I was going to wish Natalia a great week where she just laughs all week. Everything is fun. She just has more funny experiences than she's ever had before this week.
Oh, thank you. I hope so. I just don't know who else I should, who else wasn't Nina? Nina, you were not wished. So I wish you have a very warm and sunny week, and all that you have a joyful time and all the pleasures of autumn.
Thank you, Natalia. Autumn in New York is beautiful. It's one of my favorite times of year. Elisa, I don't think you got a wish yet, right? Well, we're here today because of Heartbreak. And if you have any heartbreak concerning anything in your life, I wish you healing. And also, I wanted to wish, I know that everyone has a dream. And now I sound like Martin Luther King, but that dream that you have, I want you to come a little bit closer to fulfilling it this week.
Thank you so much. My little dream was to be the last one that I can wish to everyone.
We have something else, though. You can wish to everyone, but we have 3 friends here that don't have their cameras on. Maybe we could Whoever wants to, Lisa, maybe you could wish one of these friends here something for this week.
And how about Gary? Did somebody do
We
Gary?
got Gary,
Oh, we did? Okay.
got Gary, but we have
I've been
Sam,
Gary.
Helena, Celine.
Yeah, you are so amazing that you read my mind, because that was coming. So I wanted to wish everyone the amazing week ahead, that we all will learn to dance like Willie, and those who have their cameras off will join us next week with the open cameras. We will be happy to see you all, that there will be no obstacles in your way for not to open the camera. And we want to hear you, and everyone have the best week. And if any of you had broken heart, I hope it's healed, and let's take advantage of it.
I don't know. I think Aaron's taking over. He gave me a run of my money on the dance floor.
Oh, that was beautiful, especially how Lisa left off and she just wrapped us with a blanket, technically. Everybody, cameras on, off, people over there next to everybody's beautiful. Everybody feels warm, and we have a great week coming up, and we're going to put a slide up. It's actually the end of the evening. We're going to show where you can follow us. You can follow us on Facebook, Meetup, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Like, share, subscribe. That would be great. More importantly, share with your friends. And on YouTube and Facebook, you can watch all our past events. And we actually have a thing now where you could put a reminder if you forget, and let's say you see the video on Tuesday, you can just click reminder to remind you right before Thursday. So please do that. That would be great.
We're going to meet next Thursday. So please, everybody join 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our next event is going to be the power of intention. And you can RSVP on Meetup and Facebook, like was mentioned. And we'd like to thank the team, everyone, who put this together, the hosts, the content, the tech team, everybody. And all of you who joined, thank you so much. We got so much from you. This happens because of you. Thank you so much for coming, and please continue to join us. And really, spread the word. Have your friends come. We want more people here. It's great. Have a great evening, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Have a great week.
Great week. See you next
Thursday.
Thursday.
See you next Thursday.
Thursday.